Heads up, Scouts. It's time to do your best to be safe and smart tigers. This adventure will help you know what to do in an emergency. An emergency is when something serious happens that calls for you to act quickly. Acting quickly may help save someone's life. First, we need to learn the right way to call 911 so a firefighter, policeman, or paramedic can find you when you need help. Hey Tigers, this is Lola. Lola's going to help us learn about calling 911 and learning our home address. Now, first you're going to need mom, dad, or another adult and their phone. They're going to have to show you how to open up the phone and get to the screen that allows you to dial numbers. When you dial numbers on a phone, it looks a lot like this. You can even make your own out of paper plates. That's what we used, or tape. You can use paper, it could be any color, and put your own numbers up on the wall. All you need is paper, tape, and a marker. Now, let's pretend that we're on our phone and it's as easy as hitting 911. Once you've dialed 911, here's Pearl. A person is going to answer the phone and they're going to ask you a lot of questions. Now, their questions are going to be, where are you? What's your address? Now, Lola and Pearl have an address just like you do. Your house is going to have a house number. Every house, every apartment, wherever you live, has a house number. So let's pretend that Pearl and Lola live at a house number with 123. And they live on a street called Smith Road. So if I call 911, I'm going to tell the person on the phone that I'm at 123 Smith Road. You need to ask your adult, what's your address? What's your house number? And what's the street that you live on? Once you've got that piece, we need to figure out your city. Pearl and Lola live in a city called Houston, and they live in a pretty amazing state called Texas. So, I need to get on the phone and tell the 911 dispatcher that I'm at 123 Smith Road in Houston, Texas. They're going to ask things like my name and what my emergency is, what's going on. So, you can practice this at home. You can practice 911 again and again, but you can also practice your address. You could put this to a song. You could make it into a game. You could memorize one half at a time. And once you've got one piece of it, then learn the next half. There's lots of ways that you can memorize it with the adult that's helping you work through this. Now, once we've done that, another great idea is to memorize an emergency phone number for mom or dad if you ever get separated. How do I call mom? Well, you would have to get mom or dad to tell you their phone number, and you could use these numbers to do the same thing. You could say, I learned that my mom's number starts with 281, and I can practice the beginning of that phone number again, 281. Maybe the next part of the phone number is 576. So I'm going to put all those pieces together. 281, 576, 281, 576, 5458. Find your imaginary phone. This is an imaginary phone number, but find mom or dad's phone number and practice it again and again until you've learned both 911, one emergency phone number, and your address. Great job, Tigers. Police officers, firefighters, and EMTs are very busy helping people with real emergencies, so it's important never to call 911 except in a real emergency. How do you know if something is a real emergency? Here is a 911 safety quiz we can take to learn what's a real emergency and what's not. Say yes if you should dial 911. Say no if you should not dial 911. Should you call 911 if you see someone breaking into a car? Should you call 911 if your brother or sister breaks your toy? If you and a friend are hiking and your friend falls and gets badly hurt, should you call 911? If your friend falls down and gets a scraped elbow, should you call 911? If you see fire or smell smoke, should you call 911? Should you call 911 if you need help with a school project? Should you call 911 if a stranger is following you? Should you call 911 if you see a car accident where someone is hurt? Should you call 911 if your parents put you in timeout? Did you get the right answers? If not, talk with your caring adult about why some of the choices are better than others. Next, we need to talk about fire safety. Fire needs 3 things to survive. It needs fuel, like wood or dry leaves, heat, and oxygen. Oxygen is in the air we breathe, so you can think of oxygen as air. Without fuel, heat, and oxygen, a fire will die out. Here we see a tree stump with a small fire in the center of it. Watch what happens when a blower forces extra air into the fire. Now, what happens when even more air is blown into the fire? Wow! The fire grew very big, very quickly. In fire safety, more air equals more fire, and less air equals less fire. Now that we understand how oxygen affects fire, we can use that information to put out a fire in a dangerous situation. Sometimes a person's clothing will accidentally catch on fire. If this happens, you should stop, drop, and roll. Stop means stop moving. Moving or running around only adds oxygen to the fire, just like the blower added oxygen to the fire in the tree stump. Drop. Drop means drop down to the ground or the floor. Roll means roll on the ground. Rolling on the ground smothers the fire. When you roll on the ground, it takes oxygen away from the fire. If your clothing catches on fire, you should stop, drop, and roll until the fire is put out. Practice how to stop, drop, and roll with your caring adult. Learning these steps will help you to be prepared if there is a real fire. Stop, drop, and roll is used if you are on fire. But what should you do if someone else is on fire? Rolling a person in a blanket can take oxygen away from the fire and put it out. First, wrap a blanket around the other person. Second, help them get down on the ground. Third, help them roll on the ground until the fire is out. Practice these steps with your caring adult. Fire is very dangerous. It is important to go and get an adult if you see someone with their clothing on fire. You can be a good helper by telling an adult how to roll a fire victim in a blanket. Smoke detectors save lives every day, but they have to be working and be in the right places to do their job. Smoke detectors should be on every level of your home. Outside of every room where someone sleeps, inside of every bedroom, and high up on the ceiling. Smoke detectors make a loud, piercing sound when they detect the presence of smoke. It sounds like this. Don't let the sound scare you. It's important that the noise gets everyone's attention, even if you are sleeping. The smoke detector's job is to get your attention so you can get out of the house and away from a fire. Smoke detectors need batteries to work correctly. Your family should check the batteries in all your smoke detectors every month. Smoke detectors let off a short beep when the batteries are low. Make sure your family has an extra set of batteries so they can be replaced right away. Walk through your house with your caring adult. Can you find all the smoke detectors in your house? Does each smoke detector have batteries? Do they have old batteries that need to be replaced? Talk to your caring adult about what your family needs so your smoke detectors can work correctly in an emergency.